our players. To the top left-hand side of the map, our blue Protoss from Storm Gaming. It's going to be Strange. And he is going up against the purple Terran player to the upper right-hand side of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it if you're cheering on aLive. Ooh, FPS is a little bit low today. Where's the Christmas outfit? The Christmas outfit was in the playoffs, Radicus. Only for the playoffs. I'm not going to cast in a Christmas outfit all week, as much as I would love to. I also have to have time to figure out what I'm going to wear as a Christmas outfit, which is slightly problematic right now. So it might be just a. I've got some plans. I've got something planned. So we'll see if it's good enough. I don't know if it will be. We'll just have to see, guys. We'll just have to see. Anyways, you're going to see a pro coming down towards the bottom right-hand side. Strange just scouting here in these early stages. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just wants to figure out what exactly is aLive up to. You know, where is my opponent? Where am I going to be playing in this map? Where am I expecting drops to come from? And, you know, obviously if you can pick up the fact there is a CC down, it just gives them that little bit of information that it's not quite, you know, one base aggression or whatever else. So we'll see what he's going to be doing here as he moves up the right-hand side with this probe. Going to be heading towards the natural expansion very shortly. As we do see aLive, well, he's starting to scout as well. He takes the central watchtower for now. He's going to go straight across map, which is... It's an interesting choice. So the reason people scout straight across, straight away, is generally because they want to do something based on whether it's cross spawns or vertical / horizontal. Because vertical and horizontal are much closer spawns than cross. So it also may just be the fact that he's throws it over there saying, well, I haven't seen a probe yet, so if he has scouted, it's very late. And so maybe I think he isn't in a close position. I mean, he obviously can be, but the chances are less that he's in a close position. So he starts cross first. And at this point from aLive, he's not really expecting to see too much with this SCV anyways, because it's a very late scout. So when he comes up here, he's just trying to, again, more or less find where his opponent is. Sees there's a Nexus, that's some good confirmation for him as well. And he continues to set up. This was CC first, by the way, and he followed up with 2 racks double gas already. Reactor Tech Lab down. And just continuing to build on up here. Engineering Bay finishing in the natural as well. Again, for now, he has to be very safe against pretty much every possibility. Let's look at this. Robo Facilities, Chrono boosting out an Immortal and Strange. Well, Strange is going to get very aggressive in the very early stages of this game, I think. So Robo Facility coming down. We're going to be seeing it finishing up this first Immortal very shortly. I mean, what's it going to be? Is it going to be like just 2 Immortals in an attack? Just 1 Immortal in an attack? There's so many different ways you can do this. I think in a second Immortal, he's got time to get out here. So, second Immortal will start to go as he waits for extra gateways. He's just going to try and bust the front very early on. So, Strange going to be looking to take a fast win here in the early stages of this best of 3. As we see a pylon coming up to the right-hand side, that's probably where another gateway or 2 will come up just to help reinforce this attack a little bit faster. He's building up 2 more gates at home right now, so that's going to be 5 in total. And this attack is really ramping up right now. The thing is, does aLive see anything about it? I mean, he is going to have Stim, but he's not going to have a Starport or Medivacs or anything. So he's going to have Stim, Marines, 1 bunker. It's going to be a really tough position for aLive. This is really, really difficult. He just doesn't know it's coming, right? So I mean, the wall off at the front will definitely help, but the bunker's going to go down so quickly. Marines are in the main base because they don't really know what to expect right now. And everything's just a little bit all over the place at this point. So we're just going to be seeing the bunker sat at the front, and, well, in the depth, a few sentries and a couple of Immortals are moving across the map here. So here we go, aggression from Strange. I mean, this is just Strange all over. He is this player who can play very aggressively when he wants to, and that does, you know, really kind of, you know, help him out, because it means he can catch his opponents off guard a lot of the time with builds that they're maybe just not expecting to come if, you know, they're expecting just a very standard game. You can see it right now, again, aLive. He has plenty of Marines, but he doesn't have any protection. It's just this 1 bunker. And, well, that is it. And this is going to go down super quickly. SCVs pull off the line, but way too late. I mean, now these depots are going to start going down as well. I mean, this is just going to supply block aLive massively. And more Zealots warping in here. Here we go. Marines will stim in. SCVs will try and tank a little bit. I mean, the Immortals won't add on too much to this. A few force fields going down. The Stim Marines are actually doing quite a bit of damage here. Strange needs another warping of Zealots ASAP, otherwise he's just not going to have enough here. He needs to start lifting up those Immortals to protect them, but it's the Warp Prism that gets killed off. And aLive is going to make the hold against this. Just pulls his SCVs in. What a great hold by aLive, really. Pulls SCVs in and just goes and fights it. And Strange just didn't hit soon enough. I feel as though it's one of these builds actually from aLive which is kind of very good against this sort of build from Strange because, you know, he opens with the double racks early and he has Stim out already. He even had combat shields finishing up during the fight, and so actually by the time Strange attacks, aLive has a lot to deal with this, and, you know, gateway units against stimmed bio is never a fun time for the Protoss player, which is kind of what we just saw. And maybe something like the force fields didn't come down soon enough as well. I mean, it's kind of a weird one because obviously you force field the army. Well, that doesn't really matter so much if Zealots are charging in because the units in the back can fire. I mean, I guess it matters a little bit to the units in the front because they can't step backwards anymore. But I just don't think the force fields really did enough there from Strange either. And I mean, he went into that up in army supply, and you can just see it was a huge loss for him here in game number 1. Strange was a little bit ahead in income during that fight as well, obviously, just as aLive had to pull his workers. For the most part, aLive just staying ahead, and, well, Strange is going to pop down a third Nexus to try and recover from this right now. Forge and a Robobay coming down as double Widowmine drops in the natural. Apologies, we missed that. 9 workers killed, 7 and 2. Good damage done over here. Observer's on the way out, but he might actually have another shot from these Widowmines before this Observer is out here. And so Strange is continuing to take damage, which he just can't afford to take right now. Already behind in workers. Being behind in workers against a Terran who has mules on their side is never the position you want to be. A nice pull away and plenty of time this time. He needs to make sure he doesn't take too much more damage from this, and that's exactly what he does right here. There's those Widowmines. Well, they will get cleaned up. One more probe will go down, actually. But this one in the back will get killed, and Strange can get back to mine. But still, I mean, if we quickly just jump into the income again, look at the income advantage aLive gains from these probes having to pull away once more. It's absolutely huge. So it's really, really kind of quite significant. As aLive, he knows about the possibility of hidden base, and look at this, he's already rallied down to this bottom right-hand side. He already wants to see if there's hidden bases, and he is going to find it, which is going to be pretty sick. So he's going to find this straight away, and nothing is really going the way of Strange right now here in game number 1 after his initial attack got held. I'm just going to be seeing these units continue to move out. So just going to move out. We're going to see a Marine stimming in. I'm just going to be seeing the probe taking a little bit more damage right here. And we're going to be seeing the Nexus taking a little bit more damage as well. Going to be seeing a little bit of bio coming over here. I mean, the thing is, this Nexus, it doesn't necessarily need to be killed instantly, as long as he doesn't let it get, as long as it doesn't get mined from. He can deal with it whenever he wants to. A couple pylons going to go down, and this again, just more stuff that Strange loses, which is just not going to help him as the game continues. A few units in the main base will hold strong, and do you even have any Twilight Council upgrades? We don't. I mean, these Adepts don't have Slaves, Stalkers don't have Blink even still, and those are all vital upgrades for the mid-game of this PvT that Strange is just going to be straight up missing out on. Not even a pylon down to the bottom right-hand side to save this Nexus for a little while, so this really is just completely doom and gloom for Strange at this point of the game. +1 weapons will finish up for him. I mean, he's got double robo facility and he's building Colossi, but I mean, so what? Quite literally, so what? aLive setting up into a third base. He's got a good bioforce, he's got a couple of Liberators. He can begin Viking production when he wants to as well, quite freely. You know, extra barracks coming down, just spending his money in aLive. It really is just kicking us off to a great start here in our first game of the WardiTV Christmas Invitational, outside of the qualifiers at least. Obviously, this is the first day of groups, and our first day of 4 groups. Again, we're going to be live every single day at 1 PM CET this week with the WardiTV Christmas Invitational, Monday through Friday. Group stages Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday we have those playoffs. So it's really, really quite incredible. Actually, I'm really excited. Like, I've never ran a tournament of my own in this sort of short time frame before, you know, like a larger tournament that runs over just 1 week. So really excited to see how it goes, and I'm so glad that you guys are here to join me for it. It's going to be great. Highland does actually come up down here. I mean, does he actually warp something in? This one Marine has been really putting in the work against this Nexus. I mean, is it even worth saving though for Strange? Because as soon as he saves it from this one Marine, I mean, so what? I mean, a double drop goes over here and kills it off, and yeah, I guess it pulls some units out of position for a little while. But still, I mean, it's not as though he's really going to be able to secure this. So that's going to be a little bit of an interesting one. He is going to start milling some more workers from it. Just a desperation sort of thing, I guess. I mean, yeah, I mean, aLive's not going to mess around at all. He's just going to be lifting up these units and just going straight down to the bottom right. He's just going to deny that. Plenty of Colossi here, though, and I have to say, you know, maybe if he does overcommit to, you know, maybe he just doesn't have enough for kind of Vikings or whatever he feels he needs against Liberator, against Colossus, then maybe there's a way that Strange can win a fight. I mean, Strange is only 20 army supply down. He does have Colossus. He's 20 army supply over here, and this drop not really doing anything right now, so, you know, I mean, there's a possibility. The drop's starting to come back, though. Problem is, I mean, you're attacking into this defensive position of the Terran. The Liberators are sieged up already, Widow Mines are burrowed. You know, is it really going to do a lot? Well, he gets a couple of Marines to begin with here at the front. This command center will go down. aLive doesn't cancel it, though, just a straight-up kill on there. And then we've seen a little bit more down green. We're going to see one Widow Mine going down here, another Marine or so. Colossi just trying to fight from a distance right now. This is sort of the issue, though, for our Terran player, because he doesn't have Vikings. So he doesn't have a way to engage into these Colossi from a distance. He's about to get 2-2 upgrades, though, and that's definitely going to help aLive going into the fight here very soon. More Prism continuing to move around. Single Marine out in the center. The Stalkers of Strange are going to get set to try and maybe push up this ramp a little bit. See the Sensor Tower taking a little bit of damage as well, and, well, Depots are starting to fall. So Depots are starting to fall right now, and just going to be seeing these ghosts starting to come forward. Nice EMPs to hit initially. Hits a few of the sentries, a lot of the units in the front, one of the Immortals especially. He's going to be pretty heavily damaged by that. 30 army supply down, Strange. I mean, he's got a little bit of income still, right? So, I mean, he can still build up a bit more. aLive is actually supply blocked while being maxed out, so he can't actually rebuild as much as he would maybe like to here. Uh-oh, here we go. Fight is going to begin. Liberators are going to start sieging up. This is what the Stalkers need to start dealing with. They are beginning to target them down. Is there enough, though? I don't really know if there is, as we see Strange's army is beginning to disappear. A lot of Colossus left over in the back, though. Oh my god, Liberators coming from the right-hand side. Well, that's going to force these units to run into the bio, which isn't generally the way Protoss units are meant to run. Everything goes down. Great engagement at the end here from aLive to clean up game number 1. Go into this together. Let's see what's going to go down. As we have to the top left-hand side of the map, our red Protoss player from Storm Gaming. It is going to be Strange. His aggressive opening did not really pay out for him, and he was behind from there. The hidden base didn't work out either, and it really was everything that he tried to do just got shut down. That led to his defeat in game number 1. It was very well played by the blue Terran player. He spawns to the bottom right-hand side of the map. It is aLive. aLive, last time he played in a WardiTV event was the Wardi Open number 1, where he finished in the semi-finals after losing out to Nurcho 3-0. It was pretty brutal. It was actually very unfortunate. aLive was really cool about it because he actually had issues connecting to the NA server that day because it was like patch day or something, and half the servers were patched and half of them weren't. And aLive just could not connect to the NA server, and it was really problematic, obviously, because we planned to play on the NA server. And we had a lot of delays trying to figure it out. In the end, we ended up playing on EU. aLive said, yeah, it's okay, I'll play on EU. Got freed by Nurcho, and it was unfortunate. But shout out to that guy, because he's pretty cool about helping us with that issue and helping the show go on, you know. He helped us make sure the StarCraft continued and kept coming your way. Is it best of 3? Yes, it is best of 3 all the way through the games today. All matches going to be best of 3, so we've got 6 best of 3s for you guys, as it's going to be a round-robin group, and we'll play out all the matches, no matter what, I think. Even if one of the matches at the end is somewhat pointless or something, we'll still play them out. SCV going across towards the upper left-hand side. Probe coming in and scouting around down the low ground. And you're just going to be seeing this SCV getting ready to pop down a command center. There we go. Command center pops on down, and we're just going to be seeing this Reaper just on the way out of this barracks. So Reaper coming out of this barracks, going to see a second factory coming down as well here from aLive. So factory coming down from aLive as well. And probes just continuing to pop on out. So probes just continue to pop out, jumping into this assimilator. Gate and Cybercore from Strange have finished up now, and we're just going to be seeing this probe from Strange continuing in towards the upper left-hand side. So command center coming down. Again, factory is on the way as well, and we're just going to be seeing the second refinery too. So very different build order here from aLive. Obviously, last game we saw the double racks opening, and instead of the double racks, this time we're going to see a fairly quick factory. So straight away, not going to be bio-focused in the mid-game and the early game. Going to be more kind of Widow Mine, drop-focused. Tech, just in general tech focus. Like, this could be anything really out of the factory. Like, it could be a tech lab in a tank. It could be, there could be so many different things basically. So there's a Hellion on the way, and we're going to be seeing a starport dropping down as well. The Hellion's an interesting one. Wonder if we're going to be seeing more than just the one Hellion. Wonder if we're going to be seeing 2 and the Widow Mine and then dropping, or again, I mean, we'll see if it's some sort of larger plan overall here. As this first Hellion will finish up momentarily. And what's coming now? He actually cancels the Hellion and starts to build a Widow Mine, so obviously feels he doesn't need the Hellion. Interesting one, because he cancelled the Hellion quite late. Like, he could have built this Widow Mine quite a while ago, So, a little bit of a mistake there, really, from aLive. Maybe he just never meant to build the Hellion, it was a mistake all along, so... It's going to be seeing this Reaper just popping up towards the top side of the map. aLive wants to figure out anything he can, really, you know. If you can get any information, that'd be great. He's not going to, though. Mothership Core will finish this Reaper off as it goes a run through an Adept, a Stalker, and the Mothership Core trying to get in towards the main base. So none of that works out. You know, you've seen these couple extra gateways from Strange coming up over in the main base right here. Stalker will pop out as well. Observer will also pop. And we'll see those units just gathering up down on the low ground. SCV from aLive going to be just moving over to the right at the moment. So SCV from aLive just moving over to, sorry, not the left-hand side. Interesting this. So I guess he wants to just keep an eye on the third base or so over the next few minutes. So I guess that's what his goal is going to be with this SCV. As you can just see here that aLive is going to be moving up top with this medevac of units as well. Widowmine and 6 Marines inside. Going to be unloading here towards the natural expansion. So just, I mean, there's already kind of some units in position, right? Widowmine's going to try and burrow, gets targeted. It will finish burrowing, but ooh, that's kind of interesting. The Observer was there, and actually it managed to, it went off, splashes down the Observer, just as it was about to kind of get killed there. So there's a really kind of clutch Widowmine moment, and the overcharge there just a little bit too late from the Mothership Core. We're going to see a bunker coming up on the low ground. Alright, well, aLive. He's bringing across a tank and some more Marines, so he's really looking to fortify his position on the low ground here and slow down any advancement from the Protoss player outside of his natural expansion. So, a little bit of an interesting one. A very technical sort of build that we're going to be seeing from aLive as he has a Liberate and another tank on the way. I'm really going to look to kind of control this map. Over the next few minutes, we're going to see a probe going down here, and there's that tank already cancelling this pylon towards the front. Bunker will come towards the front now as well. The probe's going to go down over to the right hand side. The Stalker should be able to get rid of this bunker. And aLive realizes that was maybe put a little bit too far forwards. As well, here we go. Probe's going forwards here as well. The tank's going to start getting target fired down. As you can see, aLive is targeting down some Stalkers there for a moment or two. Lifts and gets away. Bunker on the low ground never actually finished, so he'll cancel this as well. Doesn't really need it at this point. I mean, it doesn't really give him anything extra. As you'll see, a Liberator will head up towards the upper left hand side. And just these Marines and a couple of medevacs all joining up together. Running on over to the left, then this Liberator will try and reposition us. See, another Colossus is up on the way up in production, so Robo Bay is already finished here. And that Blink upgrade is just over halfway done. So Blink just over halfway done. These refineries are about to finish up. And a supply depot coming down as well. In the natural expansion, Marines all gathering up together. We're going to be seeing a missile turret coming down at the front as well. And going up to 5 racks, no sign of a third CC, not just yet. And so aLive, they'll really commit to the pressure over the next few minutes. And really kind of commit to trying to get damage done, rather than trying to take an expansion and build up his economy. And of course this builds into the fact that he's delayed his opponent's economy already, so he's already looking to be very aggressive into a player who, well, it's sort of weird because in a way he's like forcing the economy to be later and hence more tech on 2 bases. But he knows that also it just means that he can take his CC a little bit later and still sort of be okay in this. And of course he is still looking to pressure heavily off of the 2 bases. So we wait to build up into that. I mean, obviously before you can do that, he needs Stimpack, Combat Shields of +1. These set of upgrades in the top right now, the production tab that we're waiting for, I mean, that is what he's waiting for. Once those finish up, that really does open his possibilities as to how he engages in. Colossi on the way up once again. What is interesting is that, even though Colossus have become a thing once again, we're yet to see any kind of big SCV pull plays, you know. Pulling the boys used to be a big thing in TvP, and not so much anymore, and I can't really think what's changed necessarily. That you don't pull the boys against kind of Colossus-based openings. I don't know if it's just because people really figured that out a long time ago, whether the way you kind of follow up is just very different. It might be something to do with the sort of adepts you're able to get in here, I guess. You can just clean out workers so quickly, it doesn't really make it worthwhile. I mean, obviously the game's changed a lot since we saw the kind of the SCV pull build orders, but it's still sort of interesting to think about that. That's something that just hasn't ever really begun to resurface in this game and in the matchup, so it's kind of intriguing. Big attack coming across the map here from aLive. A couple more Marauders coming in as well. I mean, I guess it must just be something to do with like the composition Protoss players play and the damage output of certain units being tweaked here and there, and it just doesn't make the SCVs coming across the map worthwhile at all. So Here we go, Marines and Marauders spreading out a little bit. Some Vikings pushing forward, so we're going to see First Colossus taking a little bit of damage. Marines and Marauders stimming in, trying to get rid of a Stalker. I mean, this First Colossus is taking a lot of damage. Stalkers are taking a long time to turn and fight against the Vikings. Now we see an Overcharge going down. Tank Siege is on the low ground. As aLive is just going to brute force his way up this ramp. The Overcharge will not hold aLive off at all. And aLive just has way too much here. Moving forward, we're going to be seeing these Adepts continuing to drop as well. Chasing in a few more units. We'll take off this Colossus. And it looks as though this is just about going to be it. GG. aLive is going to take the first series of the day 2-0. Solid play from him here.